Well, hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. It's been a while. What, about 3 weeks since we last gathered, friends?
Felt like a whole
Yes.
year.
Well, it's been since last year for sure. Yeah. Um, anyway, good to see everybody. We are so glad that you joined us tonight for episode 10 of the Southern Gospel Forward. And we have got a guest that folks have been ripping and raring and ready to see. We're going to get him up here in just a second. But can we handle just a little bit of business right quick?
Just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Just a little bit. I'll be fast. Our producer, Jason, if you'll go to the banners, let's start with that. We had several folks that sponsored us in this episode, and we appreciate it because, they're, y'all get to watch this for free, and so thankful y'all do. And we love y'all for joining us. Producing it, putting it together, getting it all together, and getting some promotion is not. So, and we don't have any merch to sell. So, we thank y'all for who took a hold of the opportunity to sponsor us. We had some individuals that gave to us. We had Miss Hannah Bradford, Daniel Hayes, Jimmy Hobbs, Diane Wester Mackey, Phyllis Smith, and George and May Williams. These are our individual sponsors, and all of you, we thank you for doing that. And we're going to allow that for future episodes, but we thank y'all so much for sponsoring this episode. And then we had some other businesses and ministries that we want to help. They helped us. And boy, this first one, y'all going to have to bear with me because I have to really think hard on my pronunciation, okay? Ex Nihilo Media, or ex nihilo. There we go. Ex nihilo media. Easy for me to say. But anybody around Southern Gospel music has probably come across this wonderful media company. They do a lot of work for the gospel music hymn sing and some of the groups involved in that. They can do any type of graphic design. I know they do backdrops, they do tablecloths, they help with promotion of media. They have sponsored Southern Gospel Forward, and we are so thankful for them helping us out tonight. We also had a sponsorship from the Pennsylvania Gospel Music Singing School. It says, come sing with us July 22nd through 26th. And this is an old shape note convention style music school in Pennsylvania. And if you see on the screen, you have your email address there for contact, and you can find them on Facebook. But thank y'all so much for sponsoring Southern Gospel Forward. And we got a couple of groups to recognize. First off, the Lawsons. The Lawsons have sponsored us. And Riley, help remind me and remind the folks where the Lawsons are located at.
The Lawsons are from Reidsville, North Carolina. Our families kind of go back a little bit, and I actually got the CD promoted today in the mail, and it's really good, and y'all need to go get it. So,
all right. And if you'll throw that graphic back up there one more time, that's got their website at the bottom. And if you go to the website, their booking information is on there. But we are thankful so much for the Lawson family and their ministry. And we just encourage y'all to help them out, check them out for sponsoring us. And then lastly, our friends over in Georgia, the Morrison sisters. And you look at this picture and the Morrison sisters, I'm not sure about that one second from the right being the sister, but anyway, that's one of them old folks jokes. Used to, when we were the Bama Boys, we had a female pianist and everybody gave us grief about that. But anyway, the Morrison sisters, excellent family group, excellent music, wonderful Christian people. They were on the stage of the NQC this year, and Pastor Bill Bailey stopped the show when they got done and asked them to do an encore just because of how good that they did, and just up and coming. They're just blessed people, lovely people. We just thank them so much. And down the road, I know we are looking to have them join us on Southern Gospel Forward. So thank y'all so much to all of you who sponsor this episode. And if you're watching and you see future episodes and you want to take part in the individual sponsorships or the business and ministry sponsorships, please do. You'll help us out. Y'all have been a blessing to us as we have moved forward. And one last thing before we bring our guest on, I want to say something. We've got a lot of live. Ooh, we're almost at 100 live. That's cool. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the biggest crowd ever. Y'all, I want to explain something real quick. I'm going to do it fast, and my young folks can correct me if I say anything wrong. But I think sometimes there gets to be confusion. We have a Southern Gospel Forward Facebook group. The Facebook group is a private group, and it is designed for our young fans to have a place of controlled atmosphere, environment, interaction with our Southern gospel artists. So all Southern gospel artists come to that. And then fans somewhere 35, 40, because I think that's still young and younger, it's just a private group. And we don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt because we love everybody that watches us and sponsors us. This is not a slight in any way. This is just how that was designed. And it's been made private and it can't be changed back to public. That's not our decision. That's Facebook's decision. So it is what it is. And we want y'all to understand that. But Southern Gospel Forward live stream that you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, or as I'm testing out tonight on Twitter, X, whatever they're calling it these days, it's free and everybody is so welcome. And we want y'all to be a part of that. But we don't want any feelings hurt, but we just want to explain that a little bit because it's just really two different things. Did I do that okay, partner?
Yes, sir. Perfectly.
Okay. We love y'all. We love everybody. I don't care if you're 142. We love you and we want y'all to be a part of this. You are part of Southern Gospel Forward. So, all right, let's move on from that. We have a awesome guest waiting in the green room. I think he's ate up all of our green M&Ms. Maybe he's still... maybe it gave him a little energy for night. When we was talking to him off camera, he's just seemed real, like, I don't know how much energy he got tonight. No, I'm really kidding. Well, I was already tickled before we even got on camera. So y'all, I tell you what, Evan, why don't you bring our guest on? Tell the folks who we're having.
So tonight from the former, was it Artist of the Year this year? Was that right?
Yes.
2023 favorite artist of the year. And 2022 Young Artist of the Year, I want to say. I should have wrote it down because I wasn't. Thanks for throwing this on me, Scott.
You're welcome. Love you, buddy.
One of my favorite bass singers in the business right now, has been for a long time, Mr. Wyatt Austin.
Well, hello, everybody.
Did I get all those numbers right, Wyatt?
Thought it was the blue M&Ms.
Well, so you weren't supposed to eat those.
Oh.
Welcome, buddy. So, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. It's a privilege. Excited.
I know sometimes it's hard to fit things like this in y'all's busy schedule. Y'all's schedule is about as slam full as anybody on the road, but we thank you for taking the time, and I hope you sit back and enjoy yourself. Folks watching, would you share us? If you'll click on that button and share us with your friends, that would be a big appreciation. But I tell you what, Brother Wyatt, definitely y'all are as popular as anybody on the road today, and so are you. But why don't you act just for a second like everybody here just really don't know you, and just give a little brief hello, howdy, who you are, maybe how you got started up with your singing and got to the inspirations. Just maybe give us a little howdy. How about that?
Okay, well, if Isaac and Luke are watching this, they're going to make fun of me because my intro is always the same. My name is Wyatt Austin. I got my start with a group called the Chuck Wagon Gang. I was a fan of theirs for a few years. And one day they decided to get their youngest fan up there to sing. And I got up there sang. And a year later, they hired me. So it must not have been too bad. And I traveled with them for about a year and a half, bass. And we sang a lot with the Inspirations. Well, I didn't really know who the Inspirations were until we started singing with them. And then they decided to get me up and sing because I asked Archie if they would do the song He Made a Way. Mm-hmm. And he said, yeah, we'll do it if you sing it with us. I said, okay. Well, so I went up there, sang, and every time we were with them, they'd get me up there to sing. And so I felt God leading me in a different direction. So I left the Chuck Wagon Gang, and a week later, Archie hired me. Well, I say he hired me. He never officially hired me. I just came and stayed, I guess.
Wow.
But he hired me to play instrument and fill in for Marlon when he would miss. And then when COVID hit, I just sang bass full time.
Excellent. And that, I'm glad. Folks, if you're watching and you have a job that you really want, you just heard how to do it. Just show up. Don't leave. Just stick around. And eventually, hey, they'll just kind of put you on the payroll and thank you.
Pray about it.
Pray about it. Yeah, forgot that very important part.
the night I was hired by the Chuck Wagon Gang, the whole time there, and I had not. This sounds a little bad, but I had not prayed about it. And the whole drive to that concert, I just prayed, Lord, please. I remember looking outside and I was looking up at the night sky and I was praying, Lord, please make an opportunity for me to sing with the Chuck Wagon Gang. And they took me in the aisle of that church that night and hired me right then.
Wow.
So he answered my prayer.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, I'm fixing to get out of the way and let my young partners take over on all this question asking. But real quick, producer Jason, have you got some folks you might want to throw up here and say howdy on screen? Let's see. Matthew Mays says, good evening. Thank you, Matthew, for joining us tonight. Blaine Rayleigh is a dedicated listener and watcher of Southern Gospel Forward. Howdy, buddy. Thank you for watching. Miss Rachel, producer Jason's Mrs. is watching tonight.
I finally got to meet her Saturday night. She's so lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hannah Bradford, thank you for helping sponsor us tonight, Hannah, and thank you.
Thank you for all the. I want to shout out Hannah right quick. She's been helping me. I'm trying to find every inspiration album, and this is probably the night to kind of say that, but I'm trying to find all of them, and she helped me out tremendously. I want to just give her a shout out now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Aaron Swain. One of these days, we're going to have him in the hot seat with us, but thank you, buddy, for watching. Miss Eunice, thank you so much for your dedicated watching. You're here with us all the time. And Jason is laughing at something. Hey, there's Brother Luke. He says, howdy, Wyatt. Is that what you're laughing at?
Oh, Luke.
Luke's watching. We got somebody from Yuma, Arizona watching tonight. Gary Taylor.
You might get to meet them here in a couple of days, Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be in Arizona this week. So
cool.
Come soon.
Awesome. Got anybody else you want to throw up? You got him. All right. We'll come back and catch some more. But look, I'm going to get out of the way and let's see. Why don't we start in the order of the screen? We've got Riley up top, and then y'all can work your way down. Why don't y'all start off and fire off some just real difficult questions to Wyatt to ask tonight?
Oh my.
Well, we had a lot of questions from the group, all the Inspirations fan page and our group. So one of the first ones I'm going to start off with is, what are your top 3 influences as a singer? And they don't even necessarily have to be a bass singer, but just in general.
Top 3 influencers. Do they have to be alive?
No, they don't have to be alive.
Okay. First of all, my grandmother. She was our church pianist, and she's the one that got me listening to gospel music, and so she's my main influence. And she's actually the one that helped me get an audition with the Chuck Wagon Gang, because I didn't even know I was being auditioned. And so they were looking for a singer, and my grandmother, she's just a sweet little lady. And this was after the singing, and the Chuck Wagon Gang was in the auditorium, and I had walked off somewhere, and my grandmother was just sitting there, and the soprano for the Chuck Wagon Gang knew something was up, because she's always this bubbly sweet. And she said, "What's wrong?" And my grandma said, "Well, I don't know why you just won't hire Wyatt." And I didn't hear all this. I was told this later. And so I thought it was pretty weird, the Chuck Wagon Gang saying, "Hey, come here, come sing with us." So I was like, okay. So I went in the aisle, and they auditioned me and hired me. So I owe that to I owe my whole career to my grandmother and my mother for taking me to the singings. Another inspiration would be my dad, because he's a singer, a very good singer. I mean, he sings a different genre. He sings country music, but it was instilled in me singing, even though I didn't grow up singing. And then as far as influence in my singing period, I would probably say Big Chief with the Statesman. I wish I sounded like him. I don't think I sound like him. But listening to him and watching his stage presence has really just influenced me and gives me the drive to sing bass. So that's 3.
Awesome.
that was going to lead into my next question. I've known you for a little bit, and you started playing upright with the Inspirations when I first saw you. What was that transition of playing upright or singing bass? When was the day you were like, I want to be a bass singer? Or has it always been bass was your thing?
Well, I mean, I sang bass with the Chuck Wagon Gang. So when they first called me on stage to sing, I had never grown up singing. I didn't sing at church. I didn't sing in the choir. And when there were congregationals, I just lip synced, you know. And so when they asked me to come up on stage, I thought, I've never sang before in my life. And so I said, let me go practice. So I got one of their CDs, ran out in the car and put the CD in. Tenor was too high. With the Chuck Wagon Gang, the males are just tenor and bass. Mm-hmm. And so tenor was too high. And so that left the bass part. I thought, well, I'll try the bass. So I tried that. And, you know, I eventually just started singing bass.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right, that's my turn.
It's your turn.
So, going with influences and people, if you could travel with any group that is former or retired, no longer on the road, who would it be and why?
Probably, I couldn't imagine traveling with anybody other than the Inspirations, but it would either be the 70s Inspirations or the Statesmen. Because from all the stories I've heard, the 70s Inspirations just had the touch of God on them. Mm-hmm. And I pray that we've got that. And the Statesmen, you know, they're just like energy. And I love that.
Nice.
Well, talking about mentors and everything, who are some of your best encouragers in gospel music that have encouraged you just in your music or in life in general?
The best encourager, the biggest encourager I've had in gospel music is Eric Bennett, by far. Every time I'm with Eric, I mean, it's just constant encouragement, positivity, all that. And what I live by on the road is exactly what he said to me. And that was, stay in God's word so that your cup can overflow to the people and bless those people. And so there's not a day that goes by on the road where I don't think about that. And I try to live by that. And another encourager is Ray Reese. You know, doesn't look very encouraging, him smacking me on stage and all that. But, you know, to get his approval, a legend like him, I mean, that's encouraging itself. And he would get me on the bus and, you know, tell me how proud he was of me and all that. And let's see, who else is an encourager? Of course, all the friends that come to the concerts. I mean, they're constantly encouraging, you know, hugging on you, you know, just telling you keep getting better, all that. So that's good. That's my encourager.
What of the before Evan takes his next question, one image that will stay ingrained in my mind talking about Ray Dean was when you came down from the fan award stage and he met you at the stairs to give you a big old bear hug. You could just tell how much he loved you and how much.
I didn't hear a single word of that. It cut out.
Okay. I was saying one thing that was ingrained in my mind was you coming down the stairs from the Singing News Fan Awards and Ray Dean meeting you at the stairs. And I remember the embrace, and you could just tell how much the love and how much he cared for you at that moment. And that spoke volumes to me.
Oh yeah. That was my favorite part about the awards was seeing him waiting at the stairs for me down there.
Yep.
Speaking of like the awards and all that, it's very obvious in gospel music right now. You guys are the pinnacle right now. I mean, I don't want it to put you on a pedestal or blow you up or anything, but you know what I'm saying. You headline many of your big concerts. Y'all are some of the biggest, if not the biggest group right now on the road. What day, or what I wouldn't say what day, but when did you like figure out we are on top right now? What was that feeling?
Brother, I ain't never figured that out. I pray to God that I never will, because it's not about us.
Right.
It's about the message that we bring.
Right.
So I feel like we're on top, and I don't care if we are on top. I don't care if what everybody's saying is true. I just want to make sure that we get the gospel message to as many people as we can. And furthermore, edify the saints that come, because there's a lot of people that need encouraging. So that's the main thing. I don't care about top, bottom. I just want to make sure I'm doing the Lord's will.
Awesome. Excellent answer.
Yeah, that was a really good answer.
Okay, I'm going to do one more question, then we'll swing it back to Scott and Jason and pull some more people in. What has been your favorite road memory you've had so far? And then what has been the funniest moment or most embarrassing moment you've had so far on the road? I can think of at least one that I can think of in my head that I saw. Embarrassing or funny?
Don't tell them about
one. I probably can't say on here. So you tell me what thing you're thinking.
I remember when we came up to Lebanon, Tennessee at Hillcrest, and you had burnt the stage with an extension cord and burnt your hand. I don't know what that was like, but that was hilarious in my head.
That I won't forget that. We had these old cords, and I was just plugging everything up like I normally would, and I plugged it in there, and it latched onto me just like that. I mean, you could see the spark, and I jerked like that, and it just burst into flames. And they said, "Let go." And at first, I was like, "I can't. I couldn't do that." But I dropped it, and there's still a big black spot from that caught fire. That's definitely a memory. Of course, all the times that Ray smacked me. That's pretty.
That's funny.
Yeah, I can't really think of any embarrassing memories. Let me think on that. We might have to come back to that. I can't.
Sure.
All right.
Embarrassed right now.
All right. Well, we'll take it for just a second. And y'all, we have got a ton of folks. This is by far the most live watchers that we've ever had at the one time. There is zero way that we can get to all of these comments. And again, I apologize. We love all you guys, but thank you. Please keep them coming. We're going to do our best. So Brother Jason, throw up some now. We have Wayne Triplett from Millers Creek, North Carolina. Says,
hey,
hi,
Wayne.
Wyatt. And I think we all know this young lady, Maria Kramer Wolf. We thank her much for her support and her encouragement to Southern Gospel Forward. And thank you for watching tonight, Maria. Lynette, thank you so much for watching. She says, howdy, Wyatt. And I think we know this young lady.
Hey, Blair.
Yeah, we're thankful for Blair watching us. And Deep Inspiration Roots.
Yep.
Olivia Solomon says, hey, Wyatt. Wyatt, everybody's saying hi to Wyatt.
I think I'm just going to quit.
Yeah, let's all leave the studio. Wyatt, you can say hi to all these.
See, you turned the light off when
I
you get done.
Who I was.
Tammy Taylor. The biggest, we have the Inspiration's biggest fan here. Okay, well, that is Miss Tammy.
I bet
Taylor.
you I'm taller than she is.
I bet you are.
Riley did not like that.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Minion. Hey, what do you say?
Can you think of an embarrassing memory?
Oh, let's see. Miss Eunice says she loves your story about your sweet grandma's influence and your shout out to your mom and dad. That was good.
We'll see Miss Eunice on the boat in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, she going on the cruise? Oh, that'll be good.
Is.
That'll be good.
They'll probably throw me overboard.
Do what?
They'll probably throw me overboard.
Miss Nancy Green.
It'd take about 10 to throw you overboard.
She says Miss Nancy
Wyatt.
Nancy Green says she's looking forward to singing in the Smokies, and I believe everybody is. You want to take just a second and speak on that, Wyatt? This is a good segue just to promote that.
Okay, I can't think of any embarrassing moments, but I can think of what's going to be an embarrassing moment.
Okay.
At the Singing in the Smokies, there's going to be a softball game.
Oh.
And
They're bringing back the
I don't
softball
play
game.
sports. I do not play sports. So if you want to come see an embarrassing moment, come watch me play that. But that was one of my first singings. One of my first ones was at Singing in the Smokies with the Inspirations. And that's actually the first place I sang with the Inspirations. That's where I requested He Made a Way. And so for them to bring that back, it's going to be special to me. I wish I could say that I grew up going there, and got to see all those memories, but it is special to me because that is the first place I sang with them. And one of the first trips, the first Singing in the Smokies I was at as an inspiration. Do y'all remember Casey Johnson?
Yes. Yes.
He's like, I say this respectfully, he's like half my size. And I didn't have a matching suit. So Casey left his suit on the bus. So I went and put on his suit, and they came up. It was just too small. And that was a special moment. But I don't know who I was going to be at the Singing in the Smokies. I just know that it's going to be a good time, so you don't want to miss that.
Absolutely. Let's throw a couple more up, Jason, and then we'll turn back to our questions. Wayne Triplett, what are some things your fans would be surprised to know about you?
Surprised. My favorite genre of music, other than Southern Gospel, is Celtic. I love bagpipes.
Wow.
That's like my favorite. I love bagpipe bands.
For some reason, I knew that about you.
I did too.
There's a picture of you in a kilt somewhere. I don't know who shared it, but one time it happened.
Find
Pop it up on
Find
screen.
Find it.
It's out there, and I hope none of y'all have it to pop it.
Well, I haven't seen it in probably 5 years.
I wore that at the Quartet convention. Out in the bus parking lot.
Is that the most embarrassing moment?
No, maybe.
Ben, Ben's on
Hello.
screen. Thank you for watching. Ben Wolf, we appreciate your support.
Hey, Ben.
Austin Townsend, I felt like the best moment was when you and Isaac Moore put on Dwayne Garrett's belt. That was an interesting moment.
Yeah, it was. Dwayne's you're pretty good at messing with us on stage, so it's good to finally get him back.
Y'all owed him big time.
And the scary thing was there was still room on that belt.
Anyway.
I about said Luke, but that might be but Roland, we could have fit Roland in there too, probably.
That's good stuff. And one more. Chris Payton. We love the inspirations. We love Wyatt Austin. We thank y'all for showing all the love for Wyatt, and y'all just keep posting those. We'll try to grab some more, but I'm going to throw it back up to Riley. Riley, you're next. Lay it out there.
All
buddy.
right. Let's see. I'm going to look. Well, go to somebody. Come back to me. I'm going to look for a real good one.
Okay. I'll throw this one out. What is your favorite road trip snack? Y'all get thrown every time I've seen you. There's people that just like bring cakes and desserts, and you probably don't have time to like go to a gas station because you probably already got it on the bus. But if you had to stop at a gas station and go in there and that's what you had to live on for the rest of the weekend, what would the snack be?
Oh, to live on?
I wouldn't say to live on, but going down the road on a trip, like a weekend, what's a snack that's a must?
It used to be sour candy. Used to be. Until one of the guys let everybody know. And I can't tell you how many 3-pound bags of Sour Patch Kids.
I think the comments are revealing who let everybody know.
I have started
Luke.
giving out Sour Patch Kids to everybody because I get so. And the guys call my snacks appendix poppers because I used to eat all kinds of sour stuff. And then one day on stage, my appendix just about ruptured. And it was at Joe Arthur. Y'all know who Joe Arthur is?
Yeah.
It was at his church. And, at first I thought it was a little bit of a little gas bubble in there somewhere, just trying to come out. And so I went backstage. I told them, I said, y'all, I'm going to have to go backstage. And so I was laying down on the ground. And somebody came back there and saw me just laying there. And I was like, hey. And he said, what's wrong with you? I said, I just got a little bit of gas. He said, no, that's your appendix. I said, what? Nope, I'm going to get the nurse. And so he went and got the nurse. And she came back there and said, oh, it's not his appendix. And I said, yeah, I'm fine. About that time, I was doubled over just like that. Roland and Isaac, that's probably one of my favorite memories, is Roland and Isaac rushing me to the hospital because Roland passed the hospital. he was running all these stoplights, and he passed the hospital. Isaac was like, Roland, I think it is right there. And he said, he had to turn around and drop me off. But yeah, they that's why they call my snacks appendix poppers, because they think that has something to do with my appendix.
Wow.
Right. Because you don't live a very healthy lifestyle on the bus.
No, hard to do.
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. So somebody asked in the forward group, what is your favorite suit to wear?
Probably the white. The white.
Mm-hmm.
There's been people say that it's flashy or whatever, but it's really just a throwback to what the group wore back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that vintage male quartet look.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so the white suit with a black shirt, and we've got a green tie that we wear with that sometimes, and I like that pretty good. And it's tailored. So
What's your favorite after that?
black, just black.
Mm-hmm.
The tuxedo especially. I don't know why. I think it's because it's tailored too, probably. But I like the plain old black suit and make it look better with a nice paisley tie.
Well, y'all have brought back a lot of.
Go ahead.
Well, y'all have brought back a lot of songs. I think I've heard the number around 300 y'all can pick from on any night. Are there any songs y'all haven't brought back that you want to bring back?
Inspiration songs or just old Southern gospel songs, period?
Either or, I guess.
Oh my goodness. I could go on. I have begged and pleaded. begged and pleaded the guys to learn these old other songs like Look For Me by the Singing Echo. And I think Luke will agree with this one. Me and him like that Naomi and the Sea Goes, When We Lay Our Burdens Down. And I would love to bring back Sorry I Never Knew You. And the Inspirations never did that, but I would love, because every time I hear that, I just have tears just pouring down my face. And so I would love to bring that one back. But as far as that album behind you, that
this one or this one?
No, not that one.
What a Wonderful Time?
Yes. There's a song on there, Oh What a Morning, or something like that. And I would it's look at it. Bring that
quick. It is Oh What a Morning. Yep.
Yeah. That one. I would love to bring that one back. That they probably haven't heard that one. It kind of like splits the parts up. Yeah. I see Luke's comment right there. He listens to bagpipe music at night when he's driving. So before Coach and Archie was traveling, Archie would have me drive, and I'd be driving just, jamming to bagpipe music. And, the doors are powered by those. And I was just driving, just listening to it, having a time. And I hear the door, and there's Roland standing with a cup of coffee in his hand. And then I hear, and he closes it back because he cannot stand. He cannot stand it. I would keep them awake, and they even had to come tell me to turn it down because they were trying to sleep. But yes.
So we're talking like, when you say bagpipe music, are you talking like Scotland the Brave, like da 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 da, da like that stuff? Like,
yes, but it's got to be a bagpipe band. It can't just be one bagpipe.
Okay, respectable. I got
but,
you.
And it's always got to start off with the drum going.
You would have liked my graduation. That's literally, they escorted a big bagpipe band in. And I'm like, what is going on?
Surprisingly, I have really good connections to a bagpipe band if you ever would like one.
Wow.
My band director is part of the Alabama. He's part of the Alabama Pipe Association. Alabama Pipe Association. There's a little sponsor throw out there.
This shouldn't surprise anybody, but Luke can play the bagpipes.
Yeah, he can play anything.
Of course
Yeah.
he can.
Yeah.
Wow.
He can. I've seen him play like a little piece of paper.
He's
He can
amazing.
play anything.
Who's next?
I'll jump over Evan. So talking about bagpipes and stuff, do you have any hidden talents or hobbies that people might not know about? Okay. Yeah, there's a comment about it.
Yeah.
Hidden talents. Or I used to be able to play the organ. I used to. I was one of the I used to help play the organ at church. But I hadn't played that in a long time. And I used to play the fiddle. Hadn't played that. But yeah, that's it.
The organ and the fiddle. Okay.
Yes.
Is it my turn or is it Riley's turn?
I think it was right.
He jumped over you, so you go.
Okay. When did you, was it because the Inspirations needed an upright player, or did you already know how to play upright and that's what you did for just to give Marlon time to sing?
This is going to, Luke, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. This is going to make him upset. But when I was hired, of course, I've never was officially hired. I just left the Chuck Wagon Gang, went to Quartet Convention, and I saw Matt Dobler, and Matt said, "Have you talked to Archie?" I said, "No." And he said, well, we'll go see him on the bus. So I went out on the bus, and Archie just outright told me, "We don't need a bass singer." And I said, okay. And he said, "But can you play the guitar?" I said, "No, I can't play the guitar." And he said, well, can you play something? I said, "I can play the upright bass." Well, at the time, Matt Dobler was still singing.
Mm-hmm.
He was still the lead singer. And I said, "Well, I can play the upright bass." And he said, "No, Roland's got that job and he won't want to give that up." And I said, "Okay." And he said, I think you can you learn the guitar?" I said, "I can try." And he said, "Well, if you just hit a right strum here and there, you'll be fine." I said, "Okay, whatever you say." Well, the very next day, so he originally had me to come on as a guitar player. Well, the very next day, Matt Dobler was in a very bad wreck. And I see this as God setting everything up, because God knew Matt was going to get in a wreck, and that would put Roland singing lead and them needing a bass player. Well, I already knew how to play the bass, and so that was, God's omniscience. And so the first date we sang was actually at Matt's church, so he did sing a little bit. And so I was just back there pretty much pretending to play the guitar. Just pretending. It was my grandpa's old Gibson. And then Roland was actually late to that singing. Roland went up to go sing. And so that left the bass open. I said, hey, Luke, can I play that? He said, yeah, come on. Because I knew Luke hated me playing the guitar. Because I hated me playing the guitar because I didn't know what I was doing. And so I went up there and I just played. And then Matt never came back. And so that just left me playing the bass, which I knew how to do. It took a few weeks to get settled in because I'd never played an instrument on stage before. But what was the question?
I was just asking, did you already know bass or was it?
Oh,
so
yeah.
So you already knew how to play bass. That wasn't one of those.
Yeah, because Chuck Wagon Gang wanted me to play and sing at the same time. So I already knew how I was learning that. So I already knew.
Awesome. And all four of you guys have played bass with the group or in some way or another.
Yeah.
Or have been a bass player for the Inspirations at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think every Inspiration ever, except for like Archie and Mike, have played bass for the group. Because even Troy for a little bit played it. Marlon played it for a little. Like, I think it's just kind of a honor code to play bass, and that's kind of your audition.
I guess so. I've got the white bass that I started out playing on at the house.
Nice.
So y'all recently got a bus. What has it been adjusting to riding on a bus, which I would assume it would be not really nice, and tell a story behind getting the bus.
Some of that might be better left unsaid, but I will tell you this. It shows that if you're faithful, that God will take care of you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the first months, I only complained about this one time, and I would have to drive from my house in Morganton to go to Archie's house to pick up a Suburban and then drive to Crossville, Tennessee. And that was an almost 6-hour drive one way. And then we would drive in that all weekend, all cramped. And then 4 days a week. I mean, that's back when we were going 4 days, not just 3 days a week, 4 days a week. And then drive back to Archie's house, get in my car, and then go back. So we traveled in a Suburban for, I think, 6 months, something like that.
First time I saw y'all were in a Suburban.
Mm-hmm. And then Archie got us an RV. But no, we traveled in that a little bit. I wish we could forget some of that. And then then Archie got us the Booth Brothers Sprinter van. And that worked, except there was no bathroom. So anybody had to use the bathroom, we had to pull over and, and no showers. So we had to get hotel rooms every night. And it was still, there was nowhere to spread out. There were just chairs. I mean, there were 4 bunks and 2 captain's chairs and then the passenger seat and then the driver's seat. And so we got used to that and we traveled in that a good while. And when we got the bus, it was just, we didn't have to adjust. It was just like heaven, because I had forgotten what it was like traveling on a bus. Mm-hmm. And to be able to actually spread out and do our own thing, it's almost an incentive to have to leave our family. Like if we have to leave our family, if we have to be gone 3, 4, 5 days a week, however long, it's good to be comfortable, because it's already hard enough to leave home behind. Mm-hmm. But to travel comfortably, it's been such a blessing, and I'm so thankful that Archie's letting us do that now.
Excellent. You want me to jump in for just a second? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
you can. I'll pull another one up.
Okay. Jason, have you looked and have you identified anything you want to throw up there? JP Turner Jr., is there a particular microphone that bass singers like to use? Okay.
There's two that I can think of that a lot of bass singers have used, and that's the Shure SM81 and then the AKG 535.
Okay.
I like the Shure better than the AKG because it's a lot more sensitive, and that helps people like me that don't have a strong voice. People like Jeff Chapman, who's just got this right in your face boomy bass voice, they excel on a AKG 535, and I think that's his favorite that he uses. But people like me, who's kind of more quiet when they sing, those pencil small diaphragm microphones sure help a lot. And I'm using oh goodness, Luke might have to help on what microphone I'm using right now.
He might throw that up in the comments. Jason, you got another one you want to put up? Lindsay Freeman, question: If you have a sore or scratchy voice while on the road, what are some things you do to help?
I make a concoction for me. I don't do this close to singing because it can irritate your vocal cords. But if I wake up and I'm already, it can be rough. I'm going to lose my voice if I don't do this. I'll make, I won't talk much, or I'll try not to talk much. And I'll get apple cider, warm apple cider, cayenne pepper, honey, and lemon, and try to sip on that and coat your throat, because that cayenne pepper like draws blood to the surface and heals and all that. So that's what I use.
Interesting.
But,
Thanks for
and
sharing
don't
that.
talk much. That's about it.
Okay. Let's see, Luke. Something you may not know: Wyatt can play fiddle and guitar. Okay, we throwing that in there. All right, Luke.
Oh goodness.
Cousin Neil saying great job to the young folks, and Paul is holding his own too. Thank you for that. I should have worn my Paw shirt. It's too cold.
Oh,
Got any others? I'm gonna ask a question. Let's see. You got one? All right, go ahead. You want me to? All right, Wyatt. All right. So Southern Gospel Forward, the division of Southern Gospel Forward, was growing community with young fans and the artist, and really, more young artists, but artists in general. But I was thinking about it, and I've go back way back inspirations as being the old guy. I grew up cutting my teeth. That's the first professional group that grabbed my attention in the 70s as a child, listening to Old Camp Meeting Days albums, Our Inspiration, kind of that was where I jumped in there, those albums. And as a young person, the inspirations appealed to me. And, you go forward, and sometimes minds will say that Southern gospel music is not appealing to young people, which obviously, when you look at how many people sing Southern gospel music and are part of groups and musicians, that obviously tells you that it is. But I also noticed for the inspirations, now, yes, y'all definitely have a following of elders, that is for sure. But you also have a very large following of young folks. I mean, I know in working with Riley and Avery and Evan, they love you guys, and you do sing classic quartet music in the traditional way, and you do it rightly, but it appeals to young folks. So all this I'm leading up to is maybe speak a little bit about what you see from the stage and the crowds and the appeal to young folks. And maybe I ask this question a lot. In my mind, I'm seeing the number of young people in Southern gospel concerts. When I say young, I'd say 40 and below at NQC and big venues and even small venues growing. Do you see that same thing?
Oh, for sure. A lot of the problem is they're almost predispositioned to think that's old people music.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
But when they come in, sit down, and listen to it, they actually like it.
Mhm.
So I've learned that if they give it a chance, it'll be one of their new favorites.
Mhm.
And I get so many pictures, framed pictures, mailed to me of me and kids.
Oh wow.
And if I was at my house, I'd show you. I've got one beside my bed. It's a little kid named Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they just, if they just give it a chance,
Mhm.
they'll love it.
Mhm.
They will absolutely love it. And a lot of we see more young people at Sunday morning services. When we used to do Sunday morning services,
Mhm.
we're exposed to a different crowd. And a lot of it's young people that's made to go to church, But then we ended up seeing those young people again.
Yeah.
And so that was part of the reason why I liked singing on Sundays.
Mhm.
Is it exposed us to crowds that wouldn't go to church, during the week, but they would be there on Sunday morning.
Right.
And they would come back to see us. But yeah, I've definitely seen a lot more young people these last couple years than I've ever seen traveling.
And that's encouraging. That's what we want to see. And that's one of our visions and goals here is to keep promoting this and get it. But yeah, I remember one of my favorite conversations I've ever had with anybody in Southern Gospel was being able to sit at a table with Gerald Wolf for a while. And we were talking about different things. And I totally agree. He said Southern Gospel music, if it is presented rightly and positively, and it's well done, I'd never really been around a young person that it didn't appeal to. Like you said, if it wasn't the predisposition in place.
Mm-hmm.
So good stuff. Thanks for confirming that. All right, guys, you got something else? What's Ben having to say? What's your favorite bass guitar to play or wish to own one day?
My favorite bass is the one that I have at home. It's a 1966 K bass. And if I'm not mistaken, Luke said that was his favorite upright that he's played too.
Okay.
And I used to have these gut strings on them, and they were wrapped in silver,
Mhm.
and that was just the best sound and so easy to play. It just had this big, boomy, warm presence, and so that's probably my favorite. I can't play electric bass guitar, but I can play an upright pretty good. And my second favorite is that Ampeg that I started out playing on. But that
Excellent.
Ampeg, if you've got real strings on them, and Luke can confirm this, and he thinks I'm whiny because I say this, but every night I would play blisters just all over but Luke ended up putting softer strings on, and that helped.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of Luke, he did help you out with what you were looking for earlier. Audio Technica Pro 37R, I guess, is the microphone you were looking for a while ago.
Yeah, that's what
Very
that's
good.
what me and Roland use actually. Me
Okay.
and Roland both use that.
All right. Excellent. All right, guys, if y'all will kick off some more questions, let's go another round or two.
Riley, do you mind if I pick one up? Because
You go ahead.
my mind blanked. And then I remembered there's one I asked just about everybody. I think I have asked everybody. If you didn't sing all the time, full time, what would you do for a job? Like a normal job?
Missionary. I would be a missionary.
What if you...
If before I joined the Chuck Wagon Gang, there was a new missionary college that was opening up, and I was the first student enrolled in it because I just had this heart for trying to help as many people and tell them about the gospel as I could. And I just knew that I wanted to work for him. I didn't want just some everyday job. I wanted to work for the Lord. And I wanted to travel. I knew I wanted to travel. but I didn't know that it was going to be singing because I did not want to sing. I had no desire to sing, and I couldn't sing. So that I would be a missionary.
Pretty neat. I always like hearing all the different answers.
It's good.
Evan's shaking his head. What?
No. It's not at you. It's at Alan Kendall's comment.
Oh goodness.
Was it me being dumb?
What'd he say?
I don't get it.
I
Pull
don't
it up
got a
on the
stroke
screen.
reading that.
Yeah,
This
I
one we're
had
talking
trouble
about?
reading it.
That's the
Oh, okay.
No, this is classic Alan Kendall.
Yeah. I mean, I know Alan has the niche to pull an arm once in a
So
while.
we ask you, Wyatt, if you had to choose between one or the other on any given day, your favorite, would you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Very good. We got that question answered. All right. Riley, save
Alan,
us,
if you
brother.
ever pull
Save
that
us.
again, I'm not coming to watch
I don't know
it.
where to go from that. That's hard to recover from. No.
Get over this.
Somebody.
I can't.
Yeah.
I need like something to cover that up because he's just made an appearance.
Find a scarf. Find a scarf. So I lost where I was going, but so we had several people ask. Now I forgot the question. I saw it posted again. There. What's the lowest key that you've ever sang "Hide Me, Rock of Ages" in?
And been successful or tried. We tried the other night to do "Hide Me, Rock of Ages" in E.
I saw that video.
I was that close. Luke said I hit it, but I don't think I hit it. But I was like that close. But other than that, probably F, because I've hit an F.
Was that at Graceland that you did the F?
Probably not. There
was a night that you told me was your lowest. I think I was there the night you did F, because it may have been Athens, maybe.
We've done it in F quite a few times, so I'm not sure.
I was there when it happened.
He doesn't give me Luke don't give me a choice.
He just puts it and you got to go.
Well, and back to an encourager, I'll say Luke, because he makes me do it whether I think I can or not. He says you. So Luke's an encourager too.
Evan, I think we're to you. Do you have one?
No, but I just read Blaine's comment, and usually I try to ask this one. You guys do a lot of concerts in a year. Like this year, you're going to get to do Singing in the Smokies. You've done Hominy Valley, NQC, of course. But what is your favorite event to sing at?
Oh, it's mirrored.
NQC.
Yeah. NQC is my favorite because it's just like a big reunion. All these people that we see at programs come and meet in one place. And so I'm just constantly walking around shaking and howdying with everybody. And there's just a different energy on stage at convention. You're more free and open to do what you want, as long as it's in the time limit.
That's right.
One time, Blaine Gary took off his big old jacket and just laid it over the clock and just said, "Hang on." But because I get to see so many of the friends I've made in QC.
And I can't say enough, piggybacking that NQC, that's an event for our listeners. Most of y'all know what that is, but it's in Pigeon Forge last week of September. If you haven't been to the National Quartet Convention, you really need to come. You really need to join us. We hope and pray. And one reason that these sponsorships mean so much to my young folks that right now, while I'm saying this, is going to show you the dental work and smile at you. But one reason that these sponsorships really are helping is because we are praying that a booth space becomes open. And if so, Southern Gospel Forward is going to be at the National Quartet Convention this year. So y'all pray with us and we'll see what happens. But yeah, join us. That's a great place to be. Wyatt, I have a question here that somebody messaged me, Miss May Williams, and she asked, "Does Wyatt still collect old Bibles?"
I do.
Okay.
I collect a lot of old Bibles. The oldest one I've got is from 1834.
Wow.
Wow.
Got a big china cabinet with all my old Bibles in it.
And speaking about community, one thing that I've really enjoyed the last few years at NQC is watching the community that is Southern Gospel, not only fans and artists, but like the artists together. And that's what we get some banner on here. I think, did Maria have she wanted to give a thank you to Alan. Thank you for your profound contribution to the conversation tonight.
Is the first question of this whole series that's actually made me think. Thank you for that.
I'll interject something.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for the support that Southern Gospel groups give to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And prime example is I don't know Maria and Ben that well, but look, they're on here supporting.
Yes.
And that just means so much.
And yes, and you will find no bigger encourager in Southern gospel music in the family than Maria and Ben. They are awesome. And they believe in loving and promoting everybody. And I appreciate them. They're big to us, but you're right. And I see that. It just seems like to be more and more camaraderie and family. And you say, especially in NQC, I love watching the groups when they get down and the other groups giving them, the fist bumps and great job. And, it's just awesome to see that, to see that it's not competition. It's not,
right.
Now, some things are fun. Like back in the day of the Statesmen and the Blackwood brothers, they would have those that say who can up one another each night kind of deal, playfully, not, but and that's okay. But I love the camaraderie and the family. And I think that's one thing that sets Southern gospel music, other than the fact that basically, the talent is real. It's not, it's not so much studio manipulated. You go to hear live, group after group, they may have their tracks and other things out there, but so many groups, will cut it all down, either just go to a piano or do something a cappella, and you find out that they really can sing. And, and that sets Southern gospel apart from other genres. And then also the access and the family and the love between the artist and the fans. And that's something you just don't find. So that is great. How are we doing on questions, guys? First of all, we've kept Brother Wyatt for about an hour, and I don't want to overstay our welcome with him if he needs to scoot. Sir?
You are good, brother. I'm not in any hurry.
Okay, good deal. Any more questions from the forward groups?
Yeah,
we have a lot. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Riley.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, somebody asked, and I had never thought of this, but it's kind of a good question. If you could compete in one game show, which one would you choose? I love game shows, so.
Family Feud.
You impose me as a Family Feud guy. You say some dumb stuff and run fast money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe we could host a forward Family Feud.
Let me say, I had the Family Feud app on my phone, but I've something's happened. Now handy dandy flip phone. Yeah. Oh, it's mirrored. Yeah. So I used to play Family Feud.
Hey, look, everyone who's watching, Alan, the Wolves, Dayton. I saw Dayton on here. All of you, someone, Blaine. Yeah. Look,
Family
Blaine
Feud.
just said we need a Southern Gospel Family Feud. I've been told that me and Steve Harvey have an unlike appearance of each other. Like me and him, nearly like twins. So get it together. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen.
That'd be
shave your head.
Shave the head, get the mustache, we'll be fine.
Maria said she's in.
Look,
Yeah.
Y'all just let me know. I'll make a spreadsheet.
I bet she'd be good at that.
Only Steve. I am Steve Harvey Allen. That's it.
We had several comments about classic cars, your classic cars. So, there were several different comments about it, but somebody said how many vintage cars is Wyatt looking for this year, and then just talk about the cars in general because I know that was a big overlapping theme I saw in the comments.
I have a 56 Chevy Bel Air. Hey, can you pull up a picture? Can you go to the group message and pull up the picture of it so I can show it up on here? I have blue 56 Chevy Bel Air, and I would love a 57 as well. So if one pops up in my price range, then I'd probably get that. But it probably won't pop up in my price range right now because I just got a 2024 Ford Mustang convertible.
Hey, come on.
But this is where's it at?
There you go.
This is my Bel Air. It's too bright.
She's a beaut.
I don't know.
56 Chevy Bel Air. Oh, I can't find it. There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Good stuff.
it.
Yeah, that's sharp.
So if anybody finds, or if the Lord lays it on anybody's heart to donate to the ministry of White 4-door 57 Chevy Bel Air Post, I would consider it an amazing blessing.
There you have it.
Somebody go do it now. No.
Yes. Red or tropical turquoise. Or black. You know, I'm not just if it's the 57.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's my grandmother. That's my grandmother right there.
Awesome.
Marlene Ward.
We thank Mama for listening.
Mm-hmm. Reading the comments is just hilarious right
Yes,
now.
Maria
Maria's getting me right now.
Alan and Maria's got Evan rolling.
Oh, you guys
what do
know
they
the
do?
goofy route already? Oh,
if we could just scroll them, but we can't. We'd have to pick individually. But that's sometimes it's really interesting. Sometimes folks in the comments get going, and I think it's like, well, we're here, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. It's really good. They are going back good and forth on this Family Feud thing and other things. I love it. I love it.
We're
What
gonna
you gonna
pause
put
and
up
take
there,
a
bud?
love offering for Wyatt.
And
No.
I just saw somebody's comment that I have a 56 license plate too. And that guy that commented that is the guy that got it for me.
awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
Favorite
one.
Bible is sorry. Were y'all supposed to introduce that?
No, go ahead.
Go.
Go for it.
Take
Go
it.
for
Favorite Bible verse is Romans 10:9. That if we confess with our mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in our heart that God has raised him from the dead, then we shall be saved.
Amen.
There you go.
Thank you, Megan, for sharing that question.
I mean, that's the verse that led me to the Lord.
Mm.
And that will always be one that I hide in my heart. Remember it.
Thank you, Wyatt, for being the real. We like real deals
it.
around
That's one of
here.
the biggest compliments you can get in Southern
Yeah.
Gospel is being called the
Oh,
real
yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it several times mention that as well. So really a testament.
that's good stuff. All right, that's all we got over here. How about any more questions from the forward group?
This is probably, has this been asked tonight of his favorite inspiration song? I mean,
don't think so.
I know that's
That was
probably
asked.
something that you get asked every time that you are at a church, at a venue. What is your favorite inspiration song? What's one that if it comes on or if y'all are singing, it just lights you up, man? Just makes you want to sing it a million times.
There's two.
Okay.
And we've just recently made this one an inspiration song. It's I'm So Glad He Found Me.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't hardly sing that without crying. I'm about to start crying right now. And moving on because I will cry. The other one is Walk With Me. I didn't want to do that. I thought it was slow and boring, but listening to the words, as long as you walk with me, that's another one that gets me too.
That's good.
This summer, Wyatt had said, not Wyatt, you're Wyatt. Isaac had said something in the middle of a concert and y'all were singing a song, and like he kind of lets Luke vamp, and he said, "Y'all listen to these words of this song." He says, "So many people want to listen to our harmonies and watch our stage movements." He said, "Listen to the words of this," and I did. I sat down and I forgot what song it was, and I think a lot of times when we listen to music, we get so caught up in how y'all are moving on stage, or how the music is doing, or how the harmonies are working, and we just kind of forget about the words. And so you saying that, you guys were like the first group to ever make me just listen to the words. And there's some awesome stuff that have come out of the pen of people who wrote inspiration songs.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh
I
no,
thought somebody was fixing to say something. Okay. How is so in y'all who watch us, we've got 4 different locations, so sometimes it's hard not to talk over one another or pick up. So y'all bear with us. Pop that from Neil up there, and then I'm going to throw one at Brother Wyatt. All right, favorite person in the Bible?
Other than Jesus, of course. Job, to have that sure, steady faith, man.
Yep. Awesome.
What an
Awesome.
example.
Job is awesome.
What an example.
Amen. All right. I can't remember if I think it was maybe Avery or Evan, one of those started this, but I enjoy it. And this does kind of put our guest on the spot just a little bit, but not bad.
Wait,
but,
Scott, before you do this, can I ask Wyatt one more question?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
This is an inside joke.
Okay.
Have you stolen any dogs from churches recently?
Am I supposed to elaborate on that a little bit?
You can. It's been 5-something years, 4 years.
It's been 2,
somewhere around there. It's been long.
2 years.
2 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were singing these two church, and there's just a pack of dogs out there.
There's always a pack of dogs.
There's at least 7 dogs.
And there was one littler dog that was off, just licking puddles of water and trying to munch off the grass. So I got a little bag of popcorn, or was that what it was, popcorn?
Yeah.
And I was feeding it, and they said, "Wyatt, you just need to take that dog home." And I just laughed, ha ha ha, whatever. And they said, "No, we're serious." And I'm like, "Take the dog home, really?"
Yeah, there's too many of them.
Talked to the guys, and they were like, "Well, we don't care if you bring them on the RV." And so I said, "Well, I'll take the dog," because they told me that it was a stray. Okay, they told me it was a stray, so I take the dog on the RV, and I had like an 8-hour trip to get back home. Well, we drove a few hours, and I'm sitting here thinking, this dog has not peed or pooped one time in this RV. So I picked up the dog and smelled the dog. The dog had just been bathed. Strays don't. I stole somebody's dog, and their churches and I was already in Tennessee. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? And apparently, somebody had been asking around at their church, "Have y'all seen a little dog about this big?"
You set out like a search warrant for the dog.
We were like, "What were we gonna tell them? We pawned it off. It's in North Carolina now."
That's pretty good.
They replaced it with 2 more dogs.
Okay. That's good.
Like the week after.
And before I do what I was fixing to pose to Wyatt, real quick, throw that from Alan up here. Alan Kendall, my favorite Wyatt Austin story, Parade of Hits with Bill Bailey, big and loud and proud finale. Folks are hollering and wanting more. Bill motions to Wyatt, who waits for complete silence and ever so formally follows with, "Let's dismiss in prayer." Roland Kesterson almost tripped and fell over me from laughing. You remember that, Wyatt?
Yeah, but I mean, I thought that's what we were supposed to do. That's what Bill called me on to do, was dismiss prayer. And so I said, let's dismiss in prayer. And I don't I don't like to pray out loud for this very reason. I will admit this. I do not like to pray out loud, not because it's because when I pray out loud, I feel like I'm praying to the people.
I understand.
I'm trying to formulate a prayer that sounds like I know what I'm saying and will make them think, what a spiritual guy. And I keep my prayer life very private for that very reason, because that's between me and the Lord.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything against somebody dismissing in prayer or something.
Oh,
like
sure.
that. But
I
as
get
far
you.
as me, I know I'm human.
Yeah.
And I know that I will try to say something to get the crowd going or make them impressed.
Right.
So I don't like
Right.
to pray out loud.
Oh, I totally understand it. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's even in that humorous moment that some got for, I totally get you. You know, it kind of brings to mind in our service Sunday, our pastor dove into the prayers of the Pharisee and the publican, you know, and that's what comes to mind, you know, as far as putting on. I know exactly what you're talking about, you know. I've heard a lot of people speak like me and you are right now when they go to pray and they go into King James English, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, you know, what
Yeah.
and it feels more, and I'm, no letters, don't send me anything, but I'm just saying, you know, people do that and it's more of a presentation instead of like you said, the private heart. I totally understand, man. So I totally get it. Totally get it. All right. Let's put this out here. Wyatt, started a thing a while back for our guest artist to have the freedom to ask any or all on our panel a question. So anything come to mind that you would like to put any of us on the spot and just ask a question?
Evan.
Okay.
When's your next Elvis impersonation?
Wow. Friday at a nursing home. Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
okay.
If anyone in the Alabama area wants to come, send me a DM. I'm sure they'll be all right. You can come see how I do that.
Riley, what's a secret talent that you have?
I don't know if I have any secret talents. That's a good question. I have to think about that. If somebody was watching, like my sister.
Avery.
I have one, the talent I know of, Riley, that not many folks know. When you see all the graphics for Southern Gospel Forward, he does a really good job at designing graphics. So that's a talent not many people might know that he does, and we appreciate him for that.
Alan Kendall said I'm tall. I said, well,
natural talent.
Yeah.
What about you, Avery? What's your secret hidden talent?
I don't know. Not many people know I can play around at a mandolin. I mean, I'm not a bluegrass wizard, but I am I know enough to be dangerous.
I got you.
Very good.
And Scott, do you sing?
Do I sing? I have sung since I was about 14. Regional groups, leading worship in churches. Now, I do not have the pipes to do what you guys do professionally. No way, no, not even in the same zip code. But yes, I do love to sing, have an ear for harmony. I pick music apart, pick voices apart. Yeah, so yeah. But I'm not going to give you a sample because it's quite embarrassing. So there you go.
Okay. Okay, I was about to ask you another question, but
lay it on me.
Have you? Can you sing us some bass?
No. No. I am a lead baritone for sure.
I'm a something.
Gotcha.
That's what I am.
We about have a quartet here though, because Riley could grab lead, me baritone, Evan bass, and put Avery in kind of like the alto, and we could put together a Southern Gospel Forward quartet.
If you got Wyatt Austin in the same room and said, "Hey, put Evan on bass," no. You can have it. I don't know what I'm at right now because
Listen,
I can hit bass notes, but I can also get up into the lead range. I have no clue what I am.
yeah. Listen, you talk about that. And Jason, producer Jason, sitting right beside me here, was with me on this trip. But I got the bright idea years ago when Steve French departed the Kingdom Airs, and I traveled down to Wilmer, Alabama, and did a little tryout with the Kingdom Airs. So I traveled there and went in it was a bad season. I stay sick with sinus and during some of the season. So but I didn't have any business going in the first place. Then I get there. And so I'm standing there in the midst of Arthur Rice, who is seriously, somebody that I just treasure and look up to, Jerry Martin, and Jeff Chapman, all three just beasts at their parts and as good as it gets. And I'm just sitting there and we start that tryout and I'm like, in my brain, what am I doing? I mean, but anyway, it was great. They were gracious. We had a good time. I'll never get rid of the videos, but yeah, that was about as most intimidating. I'm not easily intimidated. I'm just not the type that gets intimidated, but that one got me for sure. So, yep. Anyway, and I did not get the gig. So anyway, all right. So, there you go. Y'all, we've got about 1:20 in this. Do you have any other questions for sure that you just want to jump in here? We don't want to overstay our welcome. I thank y'all so much for still watching. Y'all mean the world to us. But how about it, crew? Y'all got any questions we want to lay out there?
I would say who all's going to Gadsden?
Hey,
that's a
talk
pretty
about
big one
that.
coming up.
Yeah.
I know it's not even that far from Raleigh. Too bad down 59.
Yeah.
That's-
I've talked about it. I haven't. Great.
What?
Huh?
What did you
I
say?
was asking if that was Jonathan Wilburn saying.
That
Yes.
is. That's Jonathan.
You, the Kingsman, and Jonathan Wilburn.
That's on January
Oh, that'd
20th
be good.
at the church at Wills Creek in Gadsden,
We used to
Alabama.
do that with the.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a great venue, guys. That's where the Mark Trammell Quartet has their homecoming, if y'all have visited that. But Church at Wills Creek's a great venue. And what a lineup. I mean,
Yeah.
Kingsman, Jonathan Wilburn, and the Inspirations on January 20th. So check that out. It's a good one to hit if you're in West Georgia, South Tennessee, or anywhere in Alabama, or just if you want to drive 10 hours, come on.
Yes, definitely. Because it's going to be an awesome concert.
Well, I've seen this question several times. I know I had this question and then I watched the live stream the other night. When everybody's wanting to know when the CD is coming out.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Because I thought it was supposed to come out earlier this year or last year, or at the end of last year. And then I thought it was supposed to come out in January. And then Roland said on stage last week, well, our album's been pushed back to March. And I've just learned that on stage. So
good stuff.
I am kept out of the loop, really, pretty much. So I don't know.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it.
Yes.
Right quick, Jason, throw
You're
that up there.
cutting
If you
out
don't
on me,
mind.
brother.
All right. Maybe that'll come back together here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and get us to throw up the website, theinspirationsquartet.com. There you can find everything Inspirations. You can see the tour, where they're going to appear. You can join them there. You can shop the merchandise and find out about all things Inspirations Quartet. And as I always ask y'all to do, when these artists, Wyatt is just, he's been gracious enough to give us his time tonight, and we appreciate him for that. We love for y'all to love on these artists. So visit them when they sing in your area and support those groups. I love for you to go to the store on the website and shop their merchandise and get the music. But please visit theinspirationsquartet.com. And Wyatt, is there anything else that you would like to speak about? Or I know we've already kind of hit on the singing in the Smokies that's coming up later this year. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, all things Inspirations, while we got you?
I would like to add one more encourager.
Okay.
I know I've listed a bunch. Dwayne Guerin.
Yes.
I can't tell you a more sincere person than Dwayne Guerin.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm with him, he's up there with Eric Bennett as far as encouraging. To me, anyways. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best friends we've got, and I want to give him flowers while he's alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's an encourager to all Southern gospel, but I have also seen him. He's a very big encourager to young Southern gospel artists. He really believes in investing in the young folks and giving them, giving them all the encouragement that he can muster. In fact, he's done that with us on the Forward group a few times. So yes. we love Brother Dwayne. Appreciate him greatly.
What are y'all laughing about down there?
Evan dropped his phone.
Y'all, I'm just having a night. I'm
and
sorry.
It was so loud. It was so serious. And
Y'all are going to have to fire me. I'm so sorry.
Nope. We'll just cut your pay. How about that?
Yeah, that'll work.
What's 0 divided by 2?
Undefined.
The answer to Alan's question earlier.
There you go. All right. Well, look, I think this is about a good place to, unless you have anything else. Wyatt, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing this time with us and your goodness to us. We've had a blast. We've enjoyed the last. We thank you for, you've really shared some encouragement and inspiration. And that's not a pun on your group name, by the way, but you really, we just appreciate your time. You didn't have to do this, and we just thank you for being with us.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Appreciate you having us or having me on here. And I would like to say thank you. I don't like the term fans. I thank all the friends that I have that have supported me and that are on here watching right now. Love you all, and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, crew. Well, we'll go ahead and start gathering up our belongings and get ready to head out of here. We just thank y'all again so much. Please share this with your friends. We'd love for you to go to the YouTube page and subscribe to the SBM Studios YouTube. Look, you'll never miss the episodes, and we've got some more lined up and got a lot of things coming in 2024. And Brother Jason and I are going to get some more spin going. So, y'all get out there and like the SBM Studios Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate it so much and look forward to the next time we gather.
Yes. And send Wyatt money.
Yes, we want to get Wyatt a car. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
As long as you put the logo like a NASCAR sticker on the back.
There you go.
And Sour Patch Kids too. Yeah.
And Sour Patch Kids. Don't forget the Economy Sam's Costco. Yes, no. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. We love y'all. We appreciate you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye-bye.